Hello, Mario. Okay. If you were like me 2 days ago, you opened up Windows and the AMD Adrenaline and everything was broken, and then all of a sudden drivers corrupted. So I made a list of things that I needed to do, and I asked the Google AI which drivers are best specifically for my graphics card and my CPU, but it doesn't really need CPU. And I had to struggle and battle with Windows. I even had to do a restore point just to get to a place I could be. Now, let me just add something here. And I made a list on how to fix everything that Windows done fucked up. Open PowerShell and admin. Repair Windows Component Store. Just do this until it says it's got good health. Do this and put this into PowerShell and run it repeatedly until it says it's good. Oh yeah, by the way, if drivers got corrupted, use AMD cleanup util before you start repairing the Windows components. And just fix all of this. Reset your shader cache. Reset Windows graphics pipeline. Just that just means, turn on hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. Reset AMD settings to stable baseline by turning off all of these things once you reinstall it. That way there's no lag in your video games and whatnot. And you don't have to be like me and download the specific driver, but if you have a 7600, you can, because this is probably the most stable one. Now, if you want to be like me, ask Google to fix it up so that Windows updates can't mess with drivers specifically. Speaking of which, you might want to do that first out of everything, because Windows will try to install broken AMD drivers for people with AMD, and it will mess up any drivers that you install afterwards. So just make sure not to, and it might even do it in the background while you're chilling, which is not good. Like forcing an AMD driver type update, at least for display and whatnot. Surface format optimization. Yeah, just, well, this one was more for me. I went into the AMD stuff and set my color depth to 8 BPC because I don't really need the 10 BPC. I just want, like, 8 gives you the optimal input lag, um like makes it disappear. And you just reboot system quite a few times. But this is the most important one that I found because I had to scan and have it fix it like around 3 to 7 times. I forget which one, but I scanned it like twice, maybe, before I restarted, or I scanned it every time I restarted. And eventually it got to a point where it said none of it was corrupted and everything was good. And so the Windows fixer and reinstalling the AMD graphics, and do the same for Nvidia. Find your right, you know, driver numbers, or driver type, and everything should be good to go. And after this latest Windows update that messed everything up, you should probably just do this anyway, just to be safe. So that's it. I'm just trying to make sure everybody has a bit of an option to help themselves get around the bad updates that's happened. Bye bye.